Hi, my name is Christine Pechstein with the organization called Move Into Action. And we do life management training, leadership skills development training. We also are big into coaching to help people deal with the stresses of life management and everything that comes at us on a daily basis. And I really want to talk to you about a testimonial that happened during a speaking engagement that I was doing for a local church here in Hutchinson called Crosspoint. Every year they do a pampering event for women who have very stressful jobs, and this past year they decided to do it for a group of women that provide services specifically for individuals with disabilities, and they work with this organization, and it's just very demanding and so forth. And so the church was looking for a way to reach out to these women to say thank you for all of the time and their talents and everything that they dedicate to this, and just make it such a wonderful program. Well, we had the whole thing set up. It's a dinner, and they always have a speaker come in, and they had asked me if I would go in. The theme was Feel the Love. They just wanted a way to show these women that sometimes we just need to feel loved. And so I agreed to do that, and I went in and I started praying weeks before the event just to see what it is that God would place into my heart and in my mind for me to speak to these women. And so I did. I put together the whole message, and I went in and I just prayed that God would speak through me as his tool to reach these women and provide the words of encouragement that they need, the ones that they needed. And I noticed while I was speaking, while the dinner was going on, that there was one woman in particular that was weeping. I mean, she was really crying. And I kept speaking, but I began to get a little concerned, because sometimes when I teach on life management and being that superhero and having to handle all of it without breaking down and start breaking through those barriers, that sometimes there will be an individual that is deeply affected. Sometimes there are numerous individuals that are deeply affected, but this one was just one in particular. And I finished speaking, and I went into the kitchen where they were cleaning up, and they were still putting things away, and they were reorganizing from the dinner and everything. And this woman came busting through the kitchen doors, and she says, "I need to see her now." And she was crying, and I turned around and I said, "I'm right here." And so she began to talk to me, and we went off. And as a coach, I like to do a lot of listening as I minister to people. So it's not just about speaking to them, but it's about learning about what's going on inside of them as I coach, and then to find out what it is that God would have me say to them, to minister to those specific needs. Not just to leave it as it's just a speaking engagement. It's not like that. It's so much more than that. So when people ask me what the outcomes of the speaking that I do are, what happens, how this affects people, it's very difficult for me to say, because when things like this happen, it's really him speaking through me, and I don't know how he'll work, because he's so much bigger than I am. I can't even begin to put my fingers on it, but I show up, I pray, I do whatever it takes for him to utilize me to reach into the lives of not only women, but families and men and things like that. So we went off and sat together, and I did coach her further, one-on-one, and I stayed and just took the time to make sure that she was okay. What I found out was that a week before this speaking engagement, she tried to kill herself, and she was in the hospital that same day, and she begged her physician to let her out so that she could go to this thing that she knew she needed to be at, this dinner and this reception for the women. She says, "I need to be there, and I really want to go." And he was a little reluctant, but she said he decided to let her go. And then she came to the event, and she heard the message of Feel the Love. And she said to me, she said, "That was exactly what I needed to hear." She said, "What you said was what I need to start doing in my life." And I know it wasn't me. I was just merely a tool that God was using to communicate with her. So we sat and we talked and we worked through it, and it was a wonderful ministry opportunity to reach into the lives not just of one individual, but of many, and to have that sort of an impact and that reach was just incredible. So as a testimonial, that is one of the biggest ones that I give all the time, because I just never know how God is going to reach into people's lives through life management. But it is such an important thing, and something that I am just extremely passionate about, that I cannot wait to show up, to help and to reach and to minister and just to be there and show the love that God has for people. It's not about being superhuman. It's about finding our priorities and establishing our focus on the one that created the human. Thank you for listening to this testimony. And if you have any others that you would like, I have some on my website at moveintoaction.com. I would be more than happy to put you in touch with the individuals who have given those testimonies, and you can speak with them directly to learn more about the organization and about how life management has affected not only them, but the people that they have provided it for. Thank you so much and have a great day.